The harsh truth why Mikhailo Mudryk will just not be successful at Chelsea. It has nothing to do with his attributes, it has nothing to do with him. It's the fan expectation that needs to be diminishing as quick as possible. Purely based on the fact that it's unrealistic what you're asking to hear or see from him. Then we need to talk about Ben Chilwell. His performance yesterday for England was uninspiring, and guess what? He played at left back. We're going to break it down, we're going to talk about it in little detail. And Chelsea have been signing every single youngster under the sun apparently. But one individual says, no, I'm not joining you, Wahi, from the French league. And he explains why. And I'm going to tell you now, this is happening a lot quicker than I first anticipated. Players are no longer being attracted by Chelsea Football Club, and it's not enough just to offer them money. It's the project and, more importantly, the opportunity that matters. Let's get in. Welcome to the Kavkas View, Braduki. If you're bored, I'm here to save you. I'm here to give you some content about the club that you love, and I'm here to give you something to watch that is not going to bore you like the England-Ukraine game yesterday. Oh my God, was it like watching like paint dry. Literally, the game was pathetic, it wasn't interesting, and more importantly, I didn't take away much apart from Mikhailo Mudryk apparently has Chelsea fans that don't rate him that go to England games, and Ben Chilwell lackluster performance once again. So we're going to break them down, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to get into Wahi. But before that, I need you lot to do me a massive favour. International break is crap. I mean it in the nicest way. And when you're a YouTube content creator, your videos aren't getting pushed, people aren't seeing them, so I need you lot to help me out. Hit that like button now, share this video to your friends and family, and finally subscribe if you're new. It's the best way you lot can actually help me out, and it's the easiest way this video can reach more people, to actually give me some encouragement and motivation to sit down and make this content. Because trust me, nothing more frustrating where you sit down, you edit, you plan a video, it comes out and nobody watches it. So support me, help me out, I'd really appreciate it. Let's get on with it. Alright Bradoki, we need to talk about Mikhailo Mudryk, because Mikhailo Mudryk is a player that when he joined Chelsea, he was actually touted to be one of the best youngsters out there. Let's not lie, okay? Let's not rewrite history. Everybody was talking about him. There were debates whether it's Kavkas View or Mikhailo Mudryk, who's the best left winger from the young. Is Mudryk better or Kavkas View better? Who's had a bigger impact onto the Champions League or the European scene? That was actually a conversation that was happening. People were saying, when he joins Arsenal, is Martinelli going to play? Is Mudryk going to take his position? Well, fast forward around about 9 months, and Mikhailo Mudryk's antics at Chelsea have been nothing short of lackluster. He has joined, he has played 20 games where he's played 800 minutes, and now there is a big section of the fan base that can't stand. He is getting what I like to call the Christian Pulisic treatment. At this moment in time, nothing he does is good enough. There is a certain stamp put on him, and in Pulisic's fact it was he's injury prone, you can never trust him, and Pulisic was meeting those stamps. But in Mudryk's one is, he doesn't score enough, he doesn't assist enough. What does he actually do? When does he actually play? People, yesterday's game is a prime example of what I mean. Mudryk played. In the first half, he had 8 touches, he had 5 out of 5 passes completed, and Ukraine had 28% of the ball. So the passes they made were 128 or 130 in the game at that moment in time at halftime. People were saying disaster class for Mudryk. How could there be a disaster class where he's touched the ball 8 times, he's isolated on the left wing, literally the forward line, the striker has only touched it 9 times and the other guys touched it 11 times on the right wing. The people that were doing the passing were Zinchenko and his partner in the midfield and the back 4. People are just looking for a reason to bully him. They are literally looking for a reason to diminish anything positive he does. And for me, that's not right. Then he gets subbed off because he's got a little bit of cramp. And he looks healthy, he looks fine, he's walking around, he's walking past the English fans, and we've got a Chelsea pitch owner absolutely berating him, recording it, posting it, and said, I've wanted to get this off my chest. You absolute melon, you absolute tomato head, you absolute, yeah, and I'm not going to get into it because I will most probably be very mean to him as an individual. But he is an absolute melon and a tomato head. Instead of going and drinking beers and wasting his time shouting at people, maybe get on a treadmill, geezer. And I mean it in the nicest way. Maybe lose a few pounds. Maybe then you can have a ground to stand there and abuse other people that are doing so much better than you. Mudryk is meant to have support. in my opinion, of the Chelsea community. Mudryk is going away on international duty. He does not need to be abused by England fans that are Chelsea fans that own a section of Stamford Bridge. Do you understand how wild that is? Like, for me, you're a fan that calls everyone plastics, because I guarantee you, if I went through that Melon's tweets, right, I would find that he calls people plastics for not attending games. Yeah, I'm the plastic because I'm supporting him and I'm sitting on this comfortable couch and supporting Mykhailo Mudryk, but yet you go to games and judge a kid of 22 years old who has only played 20 games for your club, 800 minutes, 7 or 8 starts if I'm not mistaken, for Chelsea Blue. None of them consecutively, by the way. Yeah, I'm meant to be the one that's a plastic. Pathetic, and people are out to get him. He will not be successful at Chelsea. Not because he's not good enough, not because he doesn't have talent, but because the expectations are near right impossible to meet without patience and opportunity. And he's getting neither. Now I need to talk about Ben Chilwell. So what I heard about from people is Ben Chilwell, once he goes to left back, trust me, Alex, is going to be perfectly fine. Ben Chilwell was not perfectly fine. I think Ben Chilwell had an average game yesterday. A lot of people were very harsh on Ben. I don't think he was as bad as they say, but one thing was very open and honest for me, and you know how I am on this channel. When I see something, I'm transparent with it. I don't care if it's my favorite player. I don't care if it's my worst player. I've been calling out Enzo's attitude for screaming at people and his growing frustrations out publicly. Enzo's my favorite player. And I've been saying it's not going to get taken well by your teammates. So we're going to have to talk about Ben Chilwell. Ben Chilwell's lost his physicality. What Ben Chilwell had that gave him the difference was that engine, was that power, was that aggression, where once he gets going with his runs, their ball goes to him, he gets there because of his ability to get away from people, to hold someone off, and then his ball striking ability. He has that. He still has the ball striking ability, but he does not have the explosiveness to absolutely give him that second or two in advance that the fullback can't recover, the winger doesn't realize, and wingers are normally quicker than him nowadays. And the problem then builds up is Ben doesn't get involved in open play. And I was watching it yesterday. He genuinely just does not get involved. He does not partake in any build-up. They don't give him the ball in tough areas because they don't trust him. And what ends up happening is he becomes an afterthought. So if he's not contributing with a goal or assist, we basically have another Alonso. And Chelsea need to find a way to resolve this issue. One way is dropping him. Another way is Poch needs to develop him. But you don't develop 28, 29-year-olds. So this is an issue because this is Mr. Vice Capitano. This is the vice captain of the team. So we might be in a little pickle where having to drop him is going to get a lot of media backlash. We know how it is as well. The minute you drop an England international, Harry Maguire, the media are out with their pitchforks and knives. Remember Tuchel dropped Mount for 2 games. Remember what the media was kicking up? The fuss, the frenzy, it was non-stop. It was absolutely hideous at one point in time. They were like, how dare he drop Mount? Mount was a kid at that moment in time. We need to be very careful. We need to be open and honest. And we need to be very, very transparent with what we see. And hopefully Poch does the same thing as we think he should do, purely based on the fact that Ben's form has really dipped. The final piece of news is on, I think his name is Wahi. So he's a striker that scored a lot of goals last year at Montpellier. He got 21 goals. Then he's moved to Lens this year. And all summer, all we heard was Chelsea are going to acquire him. Chelsea are going to get him and then send him to Strasbourg on loan. Chelsea want to get this player. Chelsea are desperate to get this player. However, last minute he went to Lens. And what was very evident for me and what was easy to see is this deal wasn't going through, not because Chelsea weren't willing to pay the money. This was coming from the players' camp. And the player now has spoken out. He said he didn't want to just go there and be one of many signings. He literally wanted to go with a plan and hopefully trust. And at this moment in time, he didn't see it, so he picked another project. This is worrying. More and more people are going to be doing this because the reality is we have stockpiled so many different youngsters, so many different individuals, so many different perspectives of style of football that now we are actively saturating the opportunities that individuals are going to get. There is no longer, oh, here's 3 months, let's see what you look like at the end of these 3 months. No, now it's hit the ground running, and kids can't do that. So it's worrying. Is it so worrying that we need to panic? No, but it's something to keep in mind. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Look guys, I hope you lot enjoyed this content. The news has been absolutely preposterously quiet. Like, we don't know what's going on with Lavia. We don't have no further update on Carney Chukwuemeka. So hopefully we find out in the coming days. But hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and go watch some of the old content if you lot have enjoyed it. It's right here, right now. Peace out, I'm out.